Maddie, obviously welcome to Hobart first off, and nice to have you down here. How did this all come about?
Nashi reached out to me just on social media asking if I'm looking for an NBL 1 team, and at the time I was. I took a little bit of time off after the WNBL hub, just to have a bit of physical mental break, and then I was looking for a team at the time, and then he popped up at the perfect time. And it was great because, obviously 3x3 Olympic preparations and qualifying tournaments are a priority of mine as well. And he was, happy to work around that. And it's kind of perfect the way that it worked out. So, perfect time. I've heard great things about the club, great things about Nashi. So I was like, this is it. Yeah.
Have you been to Hobart before, like personally, and we know you've been down here for obviously basketball playing against the Chargers, but what do you think of Hobart and the place?
I came here once. I can't remember how old I was. I came here on a family holiday, but that's pretty much the only time I've been here other than the stadium and the airport for, NBL or Seaball days. But I'm so interested to see what Hobart has to offer, and even just Tassie. I follow a lot of pages on socials around Tassie travel and stuff like that, and it's so beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to being able to explore outside of basketball and do that. So far in the last 24 hours, met some great people, been to some great places already. So yeah, it's going to be a good season on and off the floor.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the 3x3 preparation for obviously Tokyo coming up, and you've just been in camp, which was pretty intense from what I've heard. Yeah. What are you're going through some qualifiers very soon. We know you're here for the first 4 rounds of the season before you have to go. But just the expectations around the 3x3 group and trying to get that ticket to Tokyo coming up?
Yeah, as you said, camps have been super competitive, and it's just it's amazing to see us 2 years ago when we went to World Cup to what we're doing now, even just on a training camp. We're a completely different team in terms of we're more physical, we're stronger, we've learnt how to play the game a little bit better, and we learnt how to play the game together better as well. So we've got Austria Olympic qualifiers, and we're trying to hit top 3 of that to qualify for the Olympics, but it's going to be super competitive. I think there's about 20 teams, and we have to finish top 3. So as much as it's competitive already, but to really cement ourselves to go to the Olympics, it's going to be a hard battle, but I think we're going to be pretty well equipped for it, and we're looking really good at the moment.
How have you found the international level and playing against some of the best players in the world?
It's always a great experience. Everything you can add, every experience you can add to your toolkit and to your career is always, it's a great thing. So anytime you get a chance to be able to play internationally, you have to hit a different level as well. Obviously, you got your NBL 1, you got WNBL international, and every time you hit those stepping stones, you really got to step up game and learn from the best as well, not just within your own team, but against the best women around the world.
Has the 3x3 taught you anything different about the game, or given you some different learnings to take into the 5-on-5 side of things?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously the nature of 3x3 itself is more physical, it's faster. There's a quick turnaround between offense and defense, so not having that mental lapse between, if you miss a shot or transitioning between the two, offense and defense. But just being able to have the skill set to take anyone on, but actually get into the basket. So for me, I'm a well-known shooter, but I had to change my mindset in 3x3 to get to the basket and create more, be more of a creator rather than just a shooter, which hopefully this season with the Hobart Chargers, we'll be able to do that a little bit more, showcase that, and just bring my physicality and also just, that experience of, quickness, international knowledge and all that. So, it translates nicely back to the 5-on-5 game.
WNBL hub life and the season around that, how was that experience?
Yeah, different, obviously. Pros and cons of hub life. For me, I came back from a ankle surgery and went straight into playing a game every 2 days. So body felt it by the end of the season, just with some tendonitis here and there, but I think that's across the league. But it was awesome to showcase best women's sport and basketball and women in basketball here in Australia, best talent every second day. Everything was on, TV or some sort of channel that everyone could watch it, and I think it was a success, to be honest. And I think everyone kind of felt it afterwards, because it's not only physically demanding but mentally demanding to be locked in for so long with everything going on so quickly and a lot happening. But it was awesome to be able to play so many games and just enjoy it.
And you talk about that women's in sport, and obviously the WNBL getting some great exposure. Obviously, two important women currently with Sandy Bondello's the Opals coach, and Lauren Jackson working with Basketball Australia in her role there. Just how important it is to keep that conversation going for women in sport and having all this an equal playing field.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always movement around. There's always talk. It's now starting to show that things are actually starting to happen, and that came from those conversations earlier. So, as I said, having the Hub season, having every single game broadcasted is just a massive step forward. And we see it now too. Like I had an interview before, and I was saying that we have a bigger budget for the women's program here in Hobart than we do their men's, and it's just showcasing that people are getting behind it, are putting that sponsorship and that effort into it, so we can really put our foot forward and really showcase what women can produce.
I know we kind of talked about a little bit of your game, but what do we expect from you, Maddie, as Chargers fans?
Yeah, obviously my experience of being around the league for a little bit. I've got international experience. I've got the 3x3 physicality and style, IQ for the game. I really want to take more of a presence inside, getting to the basket and getting other people involved too, being more of a creator and more presence on the ring as well, to be a little bit harder to guard. But yeah, just bringing my experience and my skill set both outside the key and inside the key, and kind of lead with my leadership and how I do that both verbally and physically.
You got to train with the group last night, a very young group that we have, and will you share that knowledge and experience with our younger players and try to help them as much as you can?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when I was introduced to the league, for me it was back in the Seabull days, and I probably established myself in the WNBL by really taking the off-season to prove myself and work harder on my game. And so I want to be able to give that experience and that knowledge that I took and I used to be able to do that and pass it on to the younger girls. And obviously, Nashi, that was one thing that we talked about, having someone who's a kind of leader in both not just verbally but physically in that space in my position. So absolutely want to help those girls where I can, because we've got experience, I've been through it. I might as well help what worked, what didn't work, and yeah, hopefully could have some more people coming through.
Looking forward to tomorrow night?
Absolutely. I think the fact there's so much hype and it's a sellout as well, it's good that, first of all, basketball's back here. There's obviously a great basketball community here, great community around women's sport as well. And yeah, it's going to be rocking tomorrow night, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Nashi kind of give you a little bit of an insight of the Hobart Launceston rivalry. It's the big local derby between the women's program and the men's program.
Yeah, I've had a bit of an insight to it. There's always a rivalry somewhere in every league. And yeah, it's good to be a part of something like that. It makes it a little bit more incentive to go a bit harder and really get that win.
Maddie, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night hit the floor with our women's side, and hopefully we can get the W against the Launceston Tornadoes. But thanks for your time here on Chargers TV.
No worries, let's go.